Hello everyone, welcome to the Secret Story Yarn. Today I'll be reading Thomas and Friends, Thomas Comes to New Zealand. One day Thomas arrived back in the yard after a busy morning to find the Fat Controller waiting with some exciting news. The Fat Controller was going on a trip to New Zealand and wanted Thomas to come along. You have been working very hard, Thomas. You deserve a holiday. Thomas couldn't believe his luck. I'll see you there. The Fat Controller was traveling by plane, but Thomas had to travel across the ocean to reach New Zealand. A big wave lifted him onto Dewey, the barge that was to take him to New Zealand. The Fat Controller was there to see Thomas off and Annie came along to say goodbye too. Have a good time, Thomas. After a long journey, Thomas finally arrived in New Zealand, where the Fat Controller was waiting to meet him. Thomas passed along beside 19-mile beach, and Fat Controller pointed out all of the sights, including people boarding down the steep sand dunes. Thomas saw that there were cars driving along the sand, and the Fat Controller explained that people and vehicles shared this beach. Thomas thought that sounded marvelous. Thomas and the Fat Controller turned away from the coast and head into a Pajama forest. Thomas chugged along in the shade between ferns until suddenly he stopped in amazement. Wow, look at that giant tree. I've never seen anything like it. The Fat Controller explained that it was the biggest tree in the whole country. It is so important that it even has its own name, Mahuta, which means Lord of the Forest. Soon, Thomas and the Fat Controller arrived in the bustling city of Auckland. As they chuffed along the waterfronts, the Fat Controller pointed out the Sky Tower, the tallest building in New Zealand. Thomas thought it looked a bit like a giant needle. Thomas was amazed to hear that people could travel right to the top of the tower and looked out over the city. I must like a toy tank engine to all of the people up there, he thought. After leaving the city, Thomas and the Fat Controller set out for a tour. When they arrived, Thomas saw that the tour had many terminal pools. They were full of warm water that was getting off clouds of steam. Thomas felt right at home, let out a few big puffs of steam himself from his funnel. There was people swimming in the pools which Thomas looked relaxing, but he was very surprised to see that people were also bathing in the bubbling pools of land. They soon reached the coast near Wellington, and Thomas was quite surprised to find out that New Zealand was actually 2 different islands. Thomas and the Fat Controller boarded theory to cross from the North Island to the South Island. North to South. So the map is Thomas had a wonderful time looking out at the still blue waters of Melbourne Sound. He could hardly believe his luck when a school of dolphins appeared and swam alongside them. "Hello, dolphin friends." Once they arrived on the South Island, Thomas and the Fat Controller stopped at a huge mountain range. The snow-covered peaks reflected in the lake below, and Thomas could understand why these mountains had been named the Remarkables. The sight was very remarkable indeed. The Fat Controller told Thomas people like to ski on these mountains, and Thomas thought you would have to be very brave to go down those steep slopes. It was nearly time for the Fat Controller and the Thomas to go home to soda, but there was time for one last stop, so they set off to watch a rugby match at the sports stadium in Christchurch. It was an exciting game, and Thomas cheered for every try. At the end of the match, fireworks went over the stadium. Thomas thought it felt like a party just for them. Thanks for having us, New Zealand. Bye, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe.